The phone rattled on the nightstand, its vibration cutting through the still apartment like a blade through fabric. I froze, my fingers hovering over the half-wrapped bouquet of roses, their petals already bruised from my unsteady grip. The screen glowed with her name, Leah, and a preview of her message. Going to dinner with the girls instead. The words stopped mid-thought, hidden by the lock screen, but they landed in me like a punch to the gut. It was Valentine's Day. Our third. She should have been here by now. Curled up on the couch, laughing as we worked through another bottle of cheap wine. Instead, the apartment felt empty, the silence heavy with something I couldn't quite name. I unlocked the phone, my thumb trembling. Going to dinner with the girls instead. We'll celebrate tomorrow, okay? Love you. Casual words, typed in the same breezy tone she used to order coffee or tease me about my bad cooking. But something about them gnawed at me. The vague promise of tomorrow. I set the phone down, the roses forgotten, and stared at the candle flickering on the coffee table. Its flame wavered, throwing shadows across the walls like twisting doubts. Leah had been distant lately. Not in any way I could clearly define, just little things. The way she lingered on her phone, scrolling through messages she never showed me. The way she started taking calls in the other room. Her voice low, words muffled behind closed doors. I told myself it was stress. Her job at the gallery demanded a lot. Her boss thrived on late-night emails. But now, standing in the dim light of our shared space, the air thick with wax and regret, I wondered if I'd been lying to myself. I tried to shake it off. Leah loved me. She'd said it just last week. Her arms around my neck, her breath warm against my ear. But that memory felt fragile now, like a photograph fading at the edges. I grabbed my coat and keys. The need to move was overwhelming. If she was out with her friends, fine. I'd surprise her, show up at the restaurant, play the devoted boyfriend. Maybe it would spark something, remind her of who we'd been before the late nights and half-answered texts. The city streets were alive with couples, hands intertwined, laughter echoing like a cruel contrast to the knot in my chest. I headed for the Blue Olive, the trendy bistro where Leah and her friends always went for their girls' nights. The place was packed, windows fogged with condensation, conversation spilling onto the sidewalk. I scanned the crowd through the glass, searching for auburn hair, her radiant smile. Nothing, just strangers clinking glasses and splitting desserts. I pulled out my phone and typed, "Hey, where are you?" Thought I'd swing by and say hi. My finger hovered over the send button. A flicker of hesitation stopped me. What if she didn't want me there? What if this was her way of slipping away? I hit send anyway. My heart thudded as the message delivered. No response. No 3 dots, no typing. Inside, the hostess greeted me with a practiced smile. "Table for one?" she asked, her eyes flicking over my rumpled jacket. "No, I'm looking for someone. Leah Harper. She's here with friends." The hostess frowned, checking her tablet. No reservation under that name. "Are you sure?" My stomach tightened. "Yeah," she said she was here. Maybe under someone else's name. "Can I look around?" She nodded, gesturing to the dining area. I wove through the tables, the clatter of silverware and bursts of laughter scraping at my nerves. No Leah, no familiar faces, just a sea of strangers whose joy mocked my unease. I stepped outside, the cold air biting my face, and called her, straight to voicemail. Her chipper greeting, "Hey, it's Leah. Leave a message," felt like a taunt. I walked back to the apartment, my mind racing. Maybe she'd gone somewhere else. Maybe her phone died. Maybe I was spiraling over nothing. But the doubts kept coming, sharper each time. The late nights at the gallery. The way she'd flinch when I reached for her phone. The unfamiliar musky perfume I'd smelled on her scarf last week. One she'd never worn before. Back home, the roses drooped on the counter, their scent clawing at me now. I poured a glass of whiskey. Its burn grounded me as I paced the living room. Her laptop was on the couch, dark but tempting. I'd never snooped before, never had a reason to. But tonight, her absence pressed on me, urging me to cross a line I couldn't uncross. I opened it. Her password was still the same. Our anniversary, A detail that stung now. Her email was open. A string of messages from someone named Evan. My chest tightened. Evan, her coworker. The charming curator with the easy smile and a handshake that lingered too long. The emails were short at first, just exhibition schedules. But as I scrolled, they became personal. Can't stop thinking about last night. You looked incredible. When can we do it again? My vision blurred, the words swimming on the screen. I clicked a photo attachment, my hands shaking. Leia, laughing in a dimly lit bar. Evan's arm around her waist. Her eyes sparkling in a way they hadn't for me in months. I slammed the laptop shut, my breath ragged, the whiskey glass slipping from my hand and shattering on the floor. The front door clicked open. Leia's voice floated in, soft and hesitant. "Babe, you home?" I stood frozen, shards of glass glinting at my feet. She stepped into the room, her coat dusted with snow, her cheeks flushed. "What's wrong?" she asked, her eyes darting from a mess on the floor to my face. "Where were you?" My voice was low, barely controlled. "I told you, dinner with the girls." "Which restaurant?" "The Blue Olive," she said too quickly. "They didn't have your reservation." I checked. Her face faltered for just a second. "Must have been a mix-up," she said, her voice thinner now. "We went somewhere else after. With Evan." The name dropped between us like a stone. Her eyes widened, lips parting, but no words came. The silence confirmed everything I feared. I stepped closer, my voice shaking. I saw the emails. The picture. "How long?" She looked away, her hands twisting together. "It's not what you think," she whispered, but the guilt in her voice betrayed her. "Don't lie to me." The words erupted, raw and jagged. "Just tell me the truth." Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't look away this time. "It was a mistake," she said, her voice breaking. "It started as nothing, just talking, flirting. I didn't mean for it to go further. I love you, I swear." "Then why?" My voice cracked, the anger giving way to a hollow ache. "Why wasn't I enough?" She sank onto the couch, covering her face with her hands. "I don't know," she sobbed. "I was lonely. You were always working. And Evan, he was there. It wasn't about love. It was a mistake." I wanted to scream, to throw something, to make her feel the pain tearing through me. But all I could do was stand there, crushed beneath the weight of her betrayal. The roses, the candle, the plans for tonight. It all felt like a cruel joke. "I'm sorry," she whispered, reaching for my hand. I pulled away, her touch burning. "I need time," I said, my voice barely audible. I grabbed my coat and walked out, the door slamming behind me. The city swallowed me whole, its lights blurring through my tears. In my pocket, my phone buzzed. Another text from her. I didn't read it. Not yet. Because the worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was knowing I still loved her and not knowing if I could stop.